Nursing a very sick patient, especially one that cannot move around, is a very difficult thing. But in as much as this is very difficult, there's one problem that you do not want to come into the picture, and these are bed sores. Now, bed sores, or sometimes called pressure sores, are these sores that are found because you've been found on the bed for too long. The way God made us human beings is that we have to be moving around. Whenever we don't move around, it becomes a problem. Now, in order to understand the causes of these bed sores, we have to understand one key principle. Anything in the body that's not receiving blood starts to die off, just simply put. Now, let's imagine for a moment a patient who's sleeping on one side, either the left or the right side, for a very long period of time. And by the way, as people who are able to move around, even in the night, you cannot sleep on one side the whole time. You will move, whether you know it or you don't. Unfortunately for these patients, they don't have that ability to move because of the sickness that they have. So if you lie down on one side, there are two things that are happening there. Number one is that you've compressed the arteries, those vessels that are taking blood to that particular area. So now when you compress them for that long period, especially a period of more than 2 hours, what starts to happen is that that same particular area stops receiving blood. And like we said, if you don't receive blood, that part starts to die off. The second thing that will happen is that if at a point that you move this patient, there are certain things that were being formed, sort of like effects of inflammation due to that same injury that are produced. The moment that you move the patient, they start to get released, and then those same ones again damage that same particular area. So it's more of like it's doubling down on itself. So eventually the bed sore will form. Now these bed sores start from the top of the skin, and they can go all the way down and even reach the structures inside the body. There are certain particular areas where these bed sores form, and simply put, it's where there's very little skin, so where you can easily touch the bone. So if you're sleeping on your right side, the area like this one is going to easily form a bed sore, and even on the elbow or around your hip. And just simply put, let me just summarize them in this little photo. Now, like I talked about, these are things that you do not want to form because the complications of them are very, very problematic. Number one is that these same bed sores will become infected. And as you are seeing in a photo right now, this is one that had become so infected and it dug so deep. It goes so deep, and they are very difficult to deal with. After being infected, the infection can then spread from this particular point and goes to the rest of the body, something that can eventually lead to sepsis. In terms of prevention, since we now know what causes them and the areas where they can form, you have to prevent these by turning the patient at least 2 hourly. So if you're in the hospital, your patient is lying facing upwards, you have to turn them at least to the left side 2 hours, turn them again, maybe to the right side, 2 hours, maybe turn them again to like facing up. So the key thing is you have to turn at least every 2 hours. This period of time cannot make it easy for these bed sores to form. In an event that they actually form, these are wounds that you have to start cleaning right away. Now, this is something that you'll get from the hospital on how you're going to clean them. But the key thing about this video is if you have a patient who's immobile, who doesn't move around, you have to prevent bed sores, especially in children who've got cerebral palsy.